Hello guys, welcome to my channel and to another gouache tutorial. Since spring is just around the corner, I thought it would be nice to show you an easy way to paint a flower field in gouache. This tutorial is suitable for beginners as you will need only some basic shapes like circles, ovals and a simple paint stroke with your brush. Speaking of materials, I put all the materials down in the description box, but since this is a beginner tutorial, I want to address the paper quickly, in case you're not familiar with this medium. Since gouache is a wet medium, make sure that your paper is thick enough, otherwise your paper will warp. I use a mixed media sketchbook with 250 GSM, but you can also use regular watercolor paper, just make sure that it's at least 200 or 250 GSM. The thicker the paper, the more water and paint you can use without paper that's buckling. And now, make yourself comfortable and let's start painting. First, tape off the edges with a washi tape. After that, use some black paint with a little water to paint the background. Only use a little water to make the paint spread a little easier onto the paper. It should not be transparent though. And then let it dry. Now take a green paint of your choice. I mixed a little bit of red into my green to make it a little less bright, but you really need to be careful to only use a teeny tiny bit of red, otherwise you'll get some muddy color. Since we're painting on a dark background here, make sure to not thin down your paint too much, otherwise it won't be opaque. Only use as much water as you need to apply the paint easily. Start painting some leaves and stalks. You can paint them wherever you like in the black area, but leave some space because we want to add more leaves in a second. You can vary the shapes of the leaves as much as you like, or just make them all the same kind. Now mix in some more red to your green to create a darker shade of green and add more leaves. I felt like both shades were pretty similar, so I mixed in even more red and painted over some of the greenery. So don't worry if you don't get the shade you want in the first try, you can just paint over it when it's dry. Now take yellow paint and add some dots here and there. Make some of them smaller and some of them bigger. Again, leave some space for more, because we'll add some more with a slightly darker color. In order to do that, I mixed a teeny tiny bit of purple into my yellow paint and then added more dots. Now mix white and blue to get a nice light blue. Mix in some orange if you feel like your color is too vibrant. As you can see here, I mixed in a little too much orange at first, so be careful to use only the tiniest amount of orange. Now paint some petals around the dark yellow dots. Make them smaller around the smaller dots and bigger around the bigger dots. Take white paint and start adding leaves to the flowers with the bright yellow dots. Use the paint without adding any water in order to get a bright white. However, even if you use the paint without any water, the paint still might not be very bright after drying because the background is very dark. In that case, let the first layer dry completely and add a second layer. Lastly, let's add some details. Use darker orange or maybe even brown to add a tiny dark spot in the middle of each yellow dot and a half circle around the outer edge to create dimension. When everything has dried, it's time to peel off the tape and enjoy your finished piece. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. See you next time. Bye!